Right, I'm going to join the polite vest debate. It's not really a debate, really. It's because it's bollocks. No, not bollocks. Right, so this is where I come from. When I bought this, well, when you get any bike, you know for a fact that the biggest bunch of idiots, or the biggest risk you've got, is the sorry mate, I didn't see you kind of brigade, you're just not looking, or are in that period where as they're scanning the horizon, they just miss you because they're not concentrating on that. They're looking for a car. So you need as much as possible to show them that you're there. So on this, when I first bought this, I suppose to appease my wife, because she has this constant fear that I'm going to die. I think it's because she's not very good at washing up and she'd have to learn. I bought this Triumph high-vis jacket as an extra thing. I also put fog lights on this that I run all the time. Now, despite the fog lights and the high-vis jacket, I still had, a couple of near misses and one very, very near miss. So everything you can do to improve your visibility is a good thing. Now, talking of my wife, she's a horse. She rides horses all the time, and she's had a polite vest for as long as I can remember. As long as when they first came out, she was one of the first people to jump on it. And the difference with a horse rider wearing it, and I think that's where they started from, is as you potentially as you're driving around the roads, especially country roads, the first thing you'll see is the rider, either above the hedge or whatever. That's the first thing you'll see. And if there's something that looks like it could be police, just a thing, just a flash that in your mind goes, it could be, even though your brain's saying absolutely not. It's not. The police aren't out for a stroll on a horse. You might just slow down a bit. And for a horse rider, that's perfect, because as you're approaching them, what they want you to do is just to think about what you're approaching and slow down for it. That they are not going to pull out of a junction on you, at anything other than a very, very, a trot, basically. So there's no reason for them to be, worried about people not seeing them when they pull out of junction, because that's not what they do. What they're obviously trying to do is get people to see them a bit further away, and then to consider the manner at which they overtake them. That's what they're trying to do. That's what their polite vest is. Just to get your brain to go, hang on, should I be slower going past this horse than I normally would, or not? I mean, when you see it first, you first think, oh, is that you never think, oh, is that a policeman? But you might think, oh, I better slow down a bit for that, because it tricks your mind. Now, for a biker, it's just bollocks. It just doesn't. It's just a blatant ploy to try and look like you're in the police. It does nothing for pulling out on somebody, nothing at all. I see no reason for it, for having that on your. I just don't. For bike, I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's wrong. There you go. That's my 4 pence. Music on. I think I need to turn my. I've got the Vox on in my headset, and it keeps turning the radio on, and obviously the signal around here is not very good, so it's pretty dodgy music coming on. Oh, and also my GPS is warning me that I'm going above the speed limit. Does anyone else, when you see a tractor, just sends a shudder down my spine, just thinking of all the very solid chunks of metal there. Just makes me horrible. Tractors should be allowed. Well, I mean, having had a bit of thought, a bit of thinking time for it, there isn't I would think I would wear a polite vest in certain situations. So these situations are, my wife is into horses. She has a horse. In an attempt to try and to get more things that we would do together, I started having riding lessons. I could never get over the fact that I couldn't turn it off. I couldn't flick a switch and it would stop. There was always that kind of fear that there's stuff I can do to this horse to make it do certain things, but if it wants to, it could quite literally do whatever it decides to do. And there would be nothing I could do about it. And I think that was always a worry to me. Did we ever go out on a... No. See, and I was always in a school, inside a school. So the horse could only go as far as the fence. Now, if I was on the road with the horse, I think that would magnify my kind of fear of this massive thing with a relatively small brain would decide to do whatever it wanted, and I'm at the mercy of the people around me. So, in that instance, to warn other drivers to potentially the need to slow down, I would wear a polite vest, and only in that instance. In the instance where there is an imminent risk to my life and there's nothing I can do about it, I would wear a polite vest. But only in that circumstance. Only in that circumstance would I wear a polite vest. Yeah. So I admit it, I would wear a polite vest in certain circumstances. Would you? I thought you moved then.